század egyik legjelentősebb marxista gondolkodójaként tiszteljük, akinek műveit ismerik, vitatják ma is.
Lukács is more interesting today than, for example, 10 years ago.
I ended up staying in a place which was right next to a park where apparently Lukács used to take walks, and there was his statue. And that's me and my wife and my 2 children standing next to the statue of Uncle Lukács.
I liked his life because I'm interested in the strange and interesting political questions, and his career represents these questions.
This is gelebtes denken, thoughts alive, the last self-biographical notes.
My intention to portray my development directly. Not a poet, only a philosopher. Abstractions, the correction of particular attitudes towards social life. The individual as the central issue. Subjectivity of autobiography as supplementation of and commentary on my own activities as a writer. History. Its judgment is irrevocable. Even this mode of presentation submits with conviction to such judgments. After the fall of the Republic, Corwin and I escaped to Vienna. This was when I really studied Marx properly. Inwardly failed to register that the revolutionary movement had faltered, hope sustained by means of organized actions. My attention shifted from the great questions, their existence perhaps only postulated, to the actual problems of the movement here. This is the point where theory, politics, and history reveal themselves as different forms of manifestation of the same movement of being.
This radical right-wing side party, Jobbik, asked the municipal, please remove Lukács because he was communist.
Vörös hályog a mai sajtótájékoztatóknak a címe. Vörös hályog van a magyar politikai elit és a Magyar Tudományos Akadémia szemén 26 évvel a rendszerváltás után is. Még mindig nem látunk tisztán, még mindig nem számoltunk le a kommunizmussal. Ezt a vörös hályagot kívánjuk jelképezni akkor, amikor Lukács Györgynek a szobrát fogjuk ezzel letakarni, vagy a szemét bekötni. Ezt a vörös hályognak az eltávolítását követeli a Jobbik. Azt követeljük, hogy nézzünk végre szembe az előző rendszerrel, és számoljunk le kommunizmus minden maradékával.
The simple version is that he was communist, he was Jewish, and today in Hungary is an extreme right-wing government. There is hard anti-Semitism, and anti-communism. It's very simple.
I collaborated with the journal Literatúrny Kritik for 6 or 7 years. I wrote many articles in it, all of which had some 3 quotations from Stalin. That was an insurmountable necessity at the time, and all of which were directed against Stalinist conceptions of literature. Their content was always aimed against Stalin's dogmatism. I spent a year in Tashkent. The Moscow writers were all ordered to go to Tashkent, and so we lived there as best we could. There were an incredible number of Hungarians there.
A budapesti közgyűlés, mint tudjuk, eldöntötte egy ellenszavazattal és egy tartózkodással, hogy Lukács Györgynek az itt álló szobrán le fogják bontani. Ez a döntés, hogy más nem mondjak, olyan abszurd volt, hogyha nem lenne szomorú, akkor nevetséges lenne.
The demonstrations was very, in Hungarian says that cultural, fine and intellectual.
There was a group of people, there was a bit of protest, but I think it all went away.
Ami annyit jelent, hogy visszaérkeztünk a Kádár korszakba, ezt már megéltük, már Rákosi korszakban is, ezt már egyszer megéltük, déjà vu élményeim vannak, mert nagyon sokszor álltam lerombolt szobrok helyébe, új szobrok felállítását, sokszor tapasztaltam, mert nem is voltam ott, úgyhogy azt hiszem, hogy nagyon csúnyán ismételjük a történelmünket.
When I was asked to be the Minister of Culture in October 1956, this was a moral question for me, not a political one, and I could not refuse. When we were arrested and interned in Romania, Romanian and Hungarian party comrades came and asked me for my views on Nagy policies, knowing my disagreements with them. I told them, when I'm a free man in the streets of Budapest and he's a free man, I will be happy to state my judgment of him openly and at length. But as long as he is imprisoned, my only relationship to him is one of solidarity.
The next day after, I documented the empty place without Lukács. People were here, normal, average people, and they were asked me, where is that statue? What happened? The people didn't know what happened here. They know Lukács, but not very well, and it was just a man who was standing here.
So for me, the statue was a reminder of what Hungary is today in many ways, you know, place where a lot of very important people are forgotten.
It's okay, don't research Lukács now. He is not important. And yeah, that's always can happen again and again and again and again.